I so appreciate your support.
I just love you, man, and I look forward to seeing you again. I'm not going to be a stranger.
Listen to his show. Absolutely, 95.5.
Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. Why can't we live together?
Shelley Winter Show. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We're back
Tell me why.
after a nice, great, beautiful weekend. I got to start here. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of local stuff coming up. National news, international news, everything. But I've got to start here, my friends. I really do. I have to start here. Here we are again. February 28th, Saturday, we bombed Iran with Israel. Monday, I came on the air that Monday. I was on the air that evening, and I said, why do we do this? This doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing this before the midterms? And a lot of people called in. They called into the number, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, and they said, short-term pain for long-term gain. I said, gas prices went up in 48 hours. They said, oh, so what? You don't want to, it's okay. I'll pay high gas prices because Iran can't get a nuclear weapon. This is what they said. It's only going to last a couple weeks, Shelley. And then I distinctly remember hearing experts, quote-unquote experts, I'm doing air quotes, experts tell me Iran is depleted. Their missile capacity is depleted. I remember hearing that 3 or 4 months ago. Remember? You heard it. I heard it. They're down to 10%. That's what I heard. I heard big celebration, memorandum of understanding. Signed, yeah. They want to talk. They want to talk. All of these things I heard. And people told me that. See, Shelley? You see? July 20th. And we're at a point now where there may not be any going back. Iran is expanding the number of countries that they're hitting. They're now firing off cluster bombs, high-speed air missiles. They're firing it into 8 different countries right now, Gulf states. This was a country that 4 months ago I was told was completely depleted, decimated. Their Navy, their Air Force, their ability to defend themselves. That's what I was told. It was repeated by all conservatives on Twitter, on social media, on TV, on radio. Everybody said the same thing. July 20th. You see, there's an old adage, in a military adage, a statement. They like to say, military historians like to say, the enemy has a vote. So you can lie to us every single day. You can spread your propaganda to us, American citizens, every single day. But the enemy has a vote. And the Iranians, even though their economy is decimated, even though they have supplies where they can't get medicine and all these kinds of things, they're fighting. Because they were attacked, and they're fighting. Much like any country would. You attack Americans, we'll go down fighting. Most people will do that. Most countries will do that. They'll go down fighting. Their spokesperson today said, we invite a land war. We want land invasion. That's what they said. We want land invasion. Tehran has spent decades preparing for and welcoming a U.S. ground invasion, a senior Iranian official has claimed. I don't know if it's that chutzpah. I don't know if that's lying. I don't know if it's fog of war talking. I don't know what it is. I just know that these people have not stopped fighting. I'm not cheering for them, so please don't say that. I'm just telling you that on February 28th, that Monday after Saturday, February 28th, I came on the radio and I told you this was a mistake. I said it. And people called in, you need to listen to such and such. You need to listen to such and such. And now, July 20th, we're still here. Gas is higher. Average across the U.S., $4 a gallon. Oh, that's not a lot, Shelley. It was $9 when Biden was there. And then everybody keeps spouting the same thing. Everywhere they go, even the fill-ins, want to say the same thing. That's all right. We got to keep Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Oh, okay. Did we not do that already? We're still doing that? Like, seriously, we're bombing them 10 nights straight because they are getting a nuclear weapon. I thought we decimated their ability to get a nuclear weapon. We lost 2 people. Did you hear about that? Up to 17 now, 17 dead. I know that's not a big number to you warmongers and neocons. I know it's not. But to people like me, it is a big number. Because it's the number of dead that didn't have to be dead. See, people like me, people with humanity, people that kind of don't see neocon version of the world or global takeover of the world, we see 1 dead as too many. But I know many of you don't see it that way. One of the dead was a 19-year-old Army private. Let me say that again. She was 19. 19 years old, 1 year over being able to vote. Guess what her name was? Isabella Gonzalez. Funny that would be her name, Isabella Gonzalez, from Carrollton, Texas. A place where Miss Gonzalez and her family, probably right now, and neighbors of hers in Carrollton, Texas, are worried about ICE in their neighborhoods. I'm not saying her family are illegals. I'm just saying people like her are under threat of being pulled over in Carrollton, Texas. And many of you will cheer. Yeah, well, they shouldn't be here. We need to get rid of them. She just gave her life. But her name is Isabella Gonzalez. You know, one of those names, one of those people, you know, they look like they may be here illegally. Because you don't check. You just see the name in the face. She just gave her life for this country at 19 years old for no reason. None. She signed up to join the armed forces. Now she's dead because we don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, something that we were told by our government last year we took the ability away from them to have. Do you see why so many people are angry at everything? Do you see why so many people don't trust their government and their institutions? Because on the one hand, you say it's okay for the federal government to send armed individuals into states to capture or pull over or harass or traffic stop Hispanics, but yet a Hispanic woman just died at 19 years old while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. But I don't see Benny Johnson tweeting about her. I don't see any conservatives talking about her. I don't see anybody digging deep into her family background to talk about her sacrifice. Oh, a sacrifice. A sacrifice is usually something you do in defense or for something bigger than you. That's what a sacrifice is. Keeping Iran from getting something that they never were seeking to get, or that you took away the ability for them to get last year because you told me that it's not a sacrifice, it's murder. But we won't go there. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. You see now why I don't mind at all voting for a Democrat senator? Do you see now? Can you see it now? It's not about party. It's not about R or D. It's about humanity. Really, that's what it is. So when you come at me with your silly freedom indexes and things like that, I say to you, pox on your homes. Isabella Gonzalez and Mr. Tyler Feehan are dead now because we don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons, something which they told us they took away from they having the ability to have last year. Now we're back. And they told me in February when they attacked them, a couple weeks, we'll be done. It's July 20th. And it's only getting worse. When will you all learn? At what point will you say, if this were a Democrat president, you'd be screaming bloody murder? When will you all say that to yourselves and just simply say, whoa, hey, this may be too much? No, you can't. Because like children, you can't admit when you're wrong. But I said back on February 28th, this was wrong. It's now July 20th. inching ever closer to the midterms. What do you think is going to happen then? Rest in peace, Ms. Gonzalez. Rest in peace, Mr. Feehan. God bless you both. We'll be right back. It's the Shelley Winter Show.